Summer Wales was just 5 years old when she went missing on the 15th of June 2021. She lived at home with Candace Wales, her mum, Don Wales, her father, and her 3 older brothers, as well as Grandma Candace living in her own home on the property as well. So at 6:30 a.m, Don got up for work. He said Summer was lying next to him, and Don did express that Summer was never away from his side, and he did describe her as being a daddy's girl. And at around 7 a.m, Don roughly leaves the house to go to work. At around 7:30 a.m, Candace got up because she had to take her mum to a hospital appointment. Their plan was that Candace was going to take Summer and Grandma to the hospital and leave the 3 older boys at home. And around 8 a.m, Candace states they dropped Grandma off at the hospital, and Candace and Summer sat in the car parking lot. At around 10:30 a.m, Candace gets a phone call from a family friend, Hunter, who is 14 years old, asking what they are doing. Candace replies that they were in the car parking lot waiting for Grandma, and Hunter asks if they want to go over to his place and hang out, to which Candace told Hunter he had to get permission from his mum first. The relationship between Candace and Hunter's mum was that they used to be best friends, however they did have a falling out. Allegedly, CPS was called and there was a bunch of drama. There was a lot of speculation that Hunter and Candace's relationship was very inappropriate. Hunter's mum said she wasn't fussed if they came over, but just as long as it wasn't for long. Candace then states that she drove herself and Summer over to Hunter's house, and it was alleged that they arrived there just before 11 a.m. Just after 11 a.m, Grandma called to say that she was done with the appointment and she needed to be picked up. Hunter then asked his mum if he can go and hang out with Candace and them. His mum agreed, but again, only just for a little while. So they decided to go to this water area. So he put on a swimsuit and Candace said she'd already had Summer dressed in hers. They then got into the car and left. So after they picked up Grandma from the hospital, they went to a smoke shop. Candace went inside and she bought 3 vapes and left to go to Walgreens and dropped off Grandma's prescription that she had just been given. She was told it would take 30 minutes for it to be ready. So nearby there was this place called Warrior Park, which is where they decided to go to pass time whilst they waited on Grandma's prescription. So they pull up, Summer and Hunter are playing in the water, and then it is alleged around 1:30, 1:35ish p.m, they pick up the prescription from Walgreens for Grandma. So after that, they go to a grocery store, and Candace runs in for a few things that they needed for her home. At around 2:30 p.m, Candace describes that they arrived at Hunter's house to drop him off. So this would actually be the last time anyone out of the immediate family would have seen Summer. So he did actually say that when he seen her in the back seat, she was fine. At around 3:09 p.m, there was a video of Summer sleeping in the back seat of the car. So Candace alleges she handed the phone to Grandma and said to film this video because she had her arm up sleeping like her father Don. Now, a lot of things were speculated about the video. Is this the other arm up? No. Ow. That's what I was trying to get into. Sometime after this, the 3 of them arrive at the house. Candace said she got out and she unloaded the groceries. She'd said Summer woke up immediately and got out of the car with her grandma. The 3 of them later began planting some flowers outside. They then went back inside to wash their hands after, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. Candace states she walked Summer all the way over to the porch and watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV, and Candace had asked the boys to watch Summer and she would be back. She states within 2 minutes she came back and asked the boys where their sister was, and they said that she went downstairs to play with her toys in the playroom. Candace claimed she yelled downstairs a couple of times and didn't get an answer, which was unusual. So she went down to check and she was nowhere in sight. She said that when she couldn't find Summer, she immediately called Dawn, and said Summer was gone. Don proceeds to call 911 and said his daughter was missing, and Candace says she actually walked around searching for her daughter and checked the basement door, as they have one which opens from the back, and she couldn't actually remember whether she had locked that or not, so she just went to double check that. She then went over to Grandma's house, which is where she said she went for those 2 to 3 minutes. Candace claims that when she called Don, he told her to call 911, and she flipped out and threw her phone into Don's truck and ran over to Grandma's house and made the call from there. Candace said she didn't want to wait for 911 to get there, so she jumped in her car and drove around looking for her frantically. Candace said Summer would never just leave or take off herself. This is one case that plays in my mind a lot, as a lot of things just don't make sense, as to how she could just vanish from such a secluded area away from people. It was a way out of the road. Yeah, it's very heartbreaking.